What is going on, guys? Cash and Clean here, and for today's video I'm going to be showing you an advanced guide on how to play D.Va, because she's a tank. She's kind of hard to play if you're just starting off, because, you know, when I first started was I literally just did this when I was that far away from an enemy, and as you can see, it does not do anything. So I'm going to tell you, I'm not going to be telling you like what each ability does, because that's like a basic thing. I'm pretty sure if you're wanting an advanced guide, you'd know the basics, like what D.Va can do, especially after a new update with these missiles here. They're pretty cool. So I'm going to be showing you how, like, when to use each ability, how to use your ultimate, where to position as D.Va. Those are the main things that I want to focus on with you. And I'm going to start off in training, and I'll show you some actual gameplay of me playing D.Va and how to accomplish these things. So the first one is her flying ability. I don't really know what it's called, but you want to use that in probably a choke point, or if you're trying to dive, you know, a soldier on high ground, that's very important. Or if a McCree is using his ult, like, a D.Va is like the most important person that you send out if a soldier is ulting, because all you have to do is fly out to them, hold defense matrix for as long as you can, distract them, just so they don't destroy your team, because obviously, even if the soldier does end up killing you, you'll just lose your mech, which is kind of unfortunate, but like, you're still gonna be a baby D.Va and you can still do stuff, get your mech back, but it's better than you going up there instead of like him getting a team wipe on you guys, if that makes sense. Or if a McCree's ulting, use your defense matrix, and if it runs out, then try to shoot him, and if he gets you, then he gets you, as long as he's not getting the rest of your team. So that's like the main important thing as being a tank and just playing as D.Va in general. That's when you want to use your booster. So the micro missiles is another thing you can add in when you're flying up to a soldier on high ground, because you can just shoot it up to them, and you might damage yourself on the way, but it won't be that bad. So if a McCree's ulting too, or if you just want to shoot it at Reinhardt's shield if you have like nothing to use it on, obviously, that's pretty important, because you don't want to just like not use that ability. It's pretty important because it's like your long range attack as D.Va, other than your ultimate. So that's that. And the defense matrix, I kind of already talked about it. You want to use that when, you know, someone's ulting, or you want to like dive them first. And you can try to eat a Zarya Graviton. You can kind of predict when they're going to use Graviton, because they'll play overly aggressive. And all you want to do is hold it for as much as you can, try to jump in front of them without them killing you, obviously, because if you have a high energy Zarya, then it's going to be a problem for D.Va. So just know when to, if you, like, right now we're in the after buff, or after nerf kind of thing for D.Va, where her defense matrix is halved, so you don't have it for as long, so you want to make sure you use it wisely. You don't want to just, like, randomly do this, like, just for fun, I don't know. So what you want to use it for is if a Reinhardt fire strikes at your team, you can eat it. Or if you have a Zarya, you can have your Zarya just gain charge from that instead of you getting it. But you don't want that fire strike to hit the rest of your team, because that's going to be a lot of ult charge for the Reinhardt. So if you eat it, that reduces the Reinhardt's ult charge. So the next thing I'm going to go over is where to be throwing your D.Va bomb. And after that, I'm going to be talking about like where you're supposed to be positioned as a D.Va. So first I'm going to talk about the bomb. So when you're fighting, you know, the enemies, there's two things you can do when you're fighting it out. So the first method is if both teams are about to get grouped up at a choke point, if you're pushing a payload, or if you're just, I don't know, waiting for the enemy team, or not waiting, but if you have the enemy team waiting to capture the point, there's going to be a choke point at every map, and what you want to do is there's really good spots you can throw it at, and I can give you another guide on where to throw these D.Va bombs, but if you want a, like, basic idea of, or not a basic, but like a pretty good place to throw your D.Va bomb is you want to throw it at a choke point, but you want to remember these key things here. So you want to make sure, where's the enemy Reinhardt, if they even have one, and usually the Reinhardt's pushed up, you know, in the front, so he's blocking all the damage in the front. But if you throw it behind him, that won't be protecting his team, and you have to watch out for little doorways and all that stuff, because obviously if you throw your bomb, then you don't want them, like, the whole point is you trying to get a kill from it, and if you throw it like in front of a Reinhardt shield, you can just block it. Another thing you want to worry about is a Winston bubble, because a Winston bubble can also block it, and it's not really that good. So knowing these things in your like as you're playing D.Va, you want to throw it where the enemies are going to be grouped up, like wherever you know. Like if they're going to be grouped up in a small like little doorway, like the one on Route 66, you can throw your D.Va bomb like in there. They won't be able to react because there's actually nowhere to go, and the Reinhardt can't protect everyone because he's the front line. So you're probably just gonna get a multi-kill or just anyone in general. So you wanna be thinking about where to throw your D.Va bomb, and then so that's like the main thing you want to keep in mind when you're trying to figure out where to use your ultimate as D.Va. And you can also use it to initiate a fight on 2 CP maps, and you can just throw it in. It kind of helps when you get rid of the sim turrets if they have a Symmetra. When you throw it in on like Temple of Anubis or something, or if you know if you can catch someone off position by just throwing it in the middle, and whoever dies by it was obviously out of position. So that's that. And then the second way that I also mentioned for using D.Va bomb is to stall. So whenever you use it, first off, whenever you use a D.Va bomb, I don't want to see this. Like, I don't want you to just walk up, hit triangle, and then just leave it. You'll be lucky enough to even get a kill with that, because that's not how you're supposed to do it. So the only time you're allowed to do that is if you just get into your mech and they literally just destroy you, like destroy your mech, and you're trying to stall. That's the only time you'd actually want to use it. Other than that, what you want to do is just fly up in the sky, not too high, obviously, and then throw it, or just detonate it. And as it's falling down, it'll explode, and you know, it's a good way to stall, because they're going to be trying to shoot you in the sky, but realistically, they're going to be running away because they don't want to die by that D.Va bomb. So that's a good way to stall, instead of just standing still, hitting triangle, or whatever whatever your setting is for your ultimate, and just leaving it. So that is that. The last thing that I'm going to be going over is positioning with D.Va. So with D.Va, you want to make sure that the high ground is contested at all times. If the enemy team has a soldier or a McCree, they're most likely going to be on high ground, and D.Va is the one that's supposed to be going after them. So the one issue that I find with this is that it doesn't always work, because there's always a healer on them, or you know, if soldier puts down his healing station, you have to be pretty accurate, you time your missiles correctly. You're not going to do too much to him as he will to you. So what you want to do is also, if you're running dive specifically, you can get a Genji with you or a Winston to help dive with you after them, because realistically, if a soldier is on high ground, uncontested, he's just getting free ult, free damage on your team, and you don't want that, because if you don't have a Reinhardt or anything, then he's just getting free ult, so you don't want that. So D.Va is the person to send up there. So that's part of the positioning part. You want to be like with your team, but if you see something like that, something like him on the high ground, someone's like far behind you, and you don't you need to send someone out there, D.Va's the one to do all of that. So hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully the videos I've provided you have helped you with that. So that's how you do that. Also, if usually this happens on King of the Hill, like you won't really have a soldier on high ground or something, but you'll have a tracer constantly on your backline. Just have your D.Va turn around, hold defense matrix for, I don't know if your DPS is there to get him, or you can go and help get the tracer. So it's like D.Va's supposed to be like everywhere. She's very mobile. She can be anywhere at any time. Well, she can get places very quickly, is what I'm trying to say. And it's really helpful to have a D.Va on your team, because they can do a lot, like they can help out a lot. So like if you're stuck in a Graviton Surge with D.Va, you can hold your defense matrix, which you should be doing. You want to prevent your team from getting hit. If they have a tracer, you can try to hold defense matrix and time it right, so the tracer's pulse bomb will get eaten and you won't get a team wipe. So that's the guide I'm gonna give out for D.Va for now. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and if you want to see more guides on specific heroes, I'm starting off with D.Va right now. I was going to start with DPS, but I don't play Doomfist, so I'm taking the time to learn how to play Doomfist, figure out how he works, his positioning, and all that stuff. So that's that. So I'm starting off with tanks. I'll probably move on to, I don't know, defense here. You guys can let me know who I go to next. I can even go out of order into tank order. I can, from D.Va, I can just, I don't know, go to Orisa or just, I don't know. You guys can let me know, or I'll just probably pick. So, yeah, that's going to be it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Leave a thumbs up if you liked it, or if you want to see more. Leave a comment, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next video. I'm out.